Hi everyone, this is Brian from House Korea, and today we're gonna talk about BTS Yet to Come Busan concert in 2022, which was my very first BTS concert ever. Recently we posted a shorts and we had such a big response from everyone, especially ARMY, thank you. And that was such a short video. It was like 50 seconds to sum up my whole day of the BTS concert experience. And we had so much to tell, of course. I actually took 100 videos. 100. So we thought maybe we could tell you more about my experience in BTS concert, especially for those of you who couldn't come and celebrate with me. However, I have two disclaimers to share with you. Number one, I think I'm still a newbie. Yes, I want to call myself an ARMY, but then there's so much that I don't know. Obviously, I don't know every single song. I don't even have the ARMY bomb. I'm here to learn. I'm here to share. Just wanted to throw it out there. Number two, the footage that we're gonna share and what I'm gonna look at was all taken, I would say 95%, it was taken in a vertical way. The reason why is because we never had a plan to make this kind of a video. Also, because I was freaking out most of the time, it shakes a lot, so I just wanted to say I'm sorry in advance. So let's go ahead and start. So this was actually a very last minute day trip, and I didn't finalize my trip to Busan until like 2 or 3 days before the concert. Let alone, I mean, taking a day trip to Busan, I've never done this before, so I was not sure if I could make it happen. But you know what? I said, how about we give it a try and see what happens? So I wake up at 6 a.m. Off I go at around like 7 or 8 o'clock. I get to the station, wait for the bus. I reserved my tickets once again 2 or 3 days in advance. Now at this point, I knew they were adding more buses and more trains than before because they expected a lot of people to come to Busan. So yes, I was nervous in the beginning because I saw the list of sold outs. But then I realized that when you see the enough number of sold outs, they added more. So my strategy here was to reserve tickets to the closest time that I wanted to, go and come back. And then I checked the list again and again and see if they had more updates in terms of new buses and new trains. So I ended up booking the ones that I took the day before, and I was really happy about it. And at the bus terminal, I started seeing a lot of people wearing purple something, like a purple shirt or purple anything. So I was like, oh yeah, they're going to BTS concert. I'm not alone. And once I got to Busan, I started seeing more signs of the concert and just the banners on the streets welcoming ARMY and BTS, of course. I got there a little bit early. Well, I thought. I needed one meal at least for the day because, I didn't want to be tired when I get to the concert, So I go to this 국밥 restaurant that my friend recommended. For those of you who are not familiar with 국밥 or what that is basically a soup with rice, and that is like a Busan signature dish. We recently posted a vlog about my Busan adventure, and we do talk about 국밥 and what it means to the people of Busan, so maybe you can check that out and learn more. But anyway, I got my 국밥 and I am back on the road to the stadium. Now from here to the stadium, I actually didn't see a whole lot of purpleness. So I was like, okay, this is awfully strange. I don't see, there are not too many people out here, what's going on? Until I get to the stadium. There I saw, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this many people since 2020. There were so many people out there, and I am not even close to the stadium. But anyway, I get there, instantly there's this atmosphere, everyone is, excited. I'm excited. There were lines for all these different kind of events, but I didn't really stop for any of them because at this point it was like 2 o'clock. I think we're talking about 2 or 2:30-ish. So, I was getting a little nervous. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because already there were just the crowd, it was just a lot of people there. I just didn't know where to go. And people kept telling me like, you go that way, you go that way, or this is the line to get to the concert. And I was so confused. And then I realized this line was super long. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like an intestine. Okay, maybe that's not a good metaphor. I went all the way to the top, and then I see like these lines. At some point they disappear. And then I saw people rush to one point to another. Now I'm not even mentioning like BTS doing their rehearsals and people freaking out and screaming. Yeah, that's happening to the left. To the right, there's a line that it destroys periodically. I don't even know what to do with it. But this is where I meet a lot of international ARMY. And they speak Korean so well. I was like in awe. They come and ask me in perfect Korean, like, excuse me, is this the line? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, oh. But yeah, actually I ended up lining up with ARMY from Japan and ARMY from Busan. Actually, she signed up for her daughter, but she signed up with her name, so her daughter couldn't come, so she came instead. But I don't even remember how long we were there, but maybe we stood in a line for about an hour or two, and then we get to this little entrance to get to the open field where you get your physical tickets or exchange for your ticket to get to the dome. And from there on, things were much smoother. And I felt a sense of relief there, I can go in now. So I finally go inside the dome, and it's about 5 o'clock. Now here's another interesting thing that happened that day. Now around this time, our major messenger or messaging app, Kakao Talk, went outage. My messages were not getting through. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, because I had no idea. And because maybe there were so many people, Wi-Fi or my data wasn't working properly. Now here's the thing, I was already a little bit nervous about how to get home. And even Kakao Map was not working. So, I was a little bit antsy. I was a little bit anxious. But, what can you do at this point? You just go along and enjoy the concert and figure out what you're gonna do later. But anyway, so this is where the concert starts, and I think I'm gonna do a little commentary looking at my footage. So here we go. Yeah, so I get to the stadium and I saw the setup, and the setup was amazing. And then you see a lot of people trickling in. There were a lot of people who came in after the concert started, especially those who had the standing tickets. But for me, by now, because I had a seat, I just sat down and I waited. Man, looking at this video, I really wish I had the army bomb. They were selling army bomb there, and I should have gotten that. It was really cool, because I've never seen this before. Yes. All the purple army bombs turned purple, and I was like, oh, okay, we're close. We're getting close. People are still trickling in. Very slow. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just getting excited. I can't stop smiling. So you see now people are running, like, because, you know, the show is like now starting. Yeah, I think this was a really cool intro. I was so excited. The firework. It was amazing. I'm getting chills right now. Oh my gosh, I remember this. It was perfect. It was just perfect. It was not too dark outside. It was not too bright, so it was right at the right time. People were getting hyped. I was getting hyped. Yeah, clearly you hear me like, oh, oh. Yes. Wow. There you go. There's the countdown. Oh, this was like the coolest. Let me stop right now. Okay, this was like the coolest, like, entrance. Ah, ever. I'm gonna stop again. I just couldn't believe that they were in front of me. Like, I was breathing the same air there. It was just amazing. Okay, I'm gonna stop again. So obviously I didn't know the set list, but I mean, this was... Okay, I'm not gonna even explain, because y'all know. I mean, it was a perfect song to start with. Okay, moving on to the next. Okay, feels horizontal. Oh, firework. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. You know what? I see, okay, at this point, I just forgot that this is a live show. I mean, their vocal was just so on point. It just, I didn't even, I guess I knew it, but it just didn't come across my mind. I was like, am I listening to a CD? So as you see from the footage, yeah, I was on the second floor, so I was not far back. I was closer to the standing, you know, to the, I guess, not to the center stage, but you know, I was like in the middle, I guess. And obviously I couldn't see their faces, but it really didn't matter because, you know, I was getting the energy anyway, and I could see their faces on the screens, crystal clear. So that's fine. Yeah, so you will see me do a lot of zoom ins and zoom outs, just to get to, you know, get their faces and stuff and their performances, but it really didn't matter. Ah, this is Run BTS. Oh, yes, it was so cool. I mean, they were rocking it. So I don't know why. I'm gonna stop here. It reminded me of Hype Boy for some reason by New Jeans because of their this like move, I guess. Um, yeah, but it was so cool. And let's not forget that they didn't even stop. Like they went straight to the second song, and I was just like, wow, like how? So much energy. Okay, next. Man, that was so good. I was just like, it was so, so good. I think this is Run. Okay, so it's very interesting because I think they did 3 songs non-stop, and I just don't know how that they have that energy. Um, at this point, Jimin's voice was like a fairy. I mean, it was very pretty, and and his vocal was just spot on. I was very impressed. Oh, still Run. Yeah, so people were jumping up and down, and then they finally get to take a breath and then introduce themselves. There's V.
네, 오랜만에 함성 콘서트네요. 반갑습니다. 귀라고 합니다. 안녕하십니까.
The crowd was wild. There's Suga. And then the show swifts a little bit to the smoother vibe, and then people were swaying not back and forth. People were swaying left and right. We were already like soaked in. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. I really appreciated they did close-ups of the members, just to see how they were so into this, as much as we were, and they were having fun. That's good. All right, we're moving on to the next song. I think they actually did a great job with the stage and the screens. I mean, it was great. Okay, Jungle. The vocals. They're so good. Okay, so after this, the show takes another turn. Suddenly, we are on fire again, you know. Okay, so they started with Cypher, and then Ook or Urk, and then Ma City, I think. I actually didn't know. Well, I knew Cypher, so I was like, oh, okay. But then I think RM mentioned at some point, he's like, this is the last time we're gonna be singing this song in a concert or something like that. So I was like, oh no. I'm glad that he didn't say that about Ook because it became now one of my favorites. So I listen to it every day since the concert. It was so good. So one thing that I have to mention here is that my bias is J-Hope, I would say, I guess. And it was so cool to see him rocking. It was just like amazing. And I think that's why I really like the song. Oh, I mean, he's like very into this, you know. He gives a lot of energy here, and I was sold. It's one of my new favorite songs of BTS. Ah, Fake Love. So here, I think they were, getting changed and stuff, getting ready for the next part of the show. I actually needed this break because myself, I was like, oh my gosh, I was overwhelmed. And then they do their like recent hits, like the Dynamite, Butter. Hey. I think this is the part where the show was very bright. Also, I saw a lot of people like singing along. I think this was a really good concert to go as the first BTS concert because I mean like they themselves consider this as like a festival, right? So there are a lot of folks here who may not be like diehard ARMY. I mean, they know a couple of songs here and there. There are a lot of Busan folks here as well. So a couple sat next to me. I think they knew like maybe 2 or 3 songs, but they kept mentioning. They're like, "Oh my gosh, they're so amazing and awesome," and I totally agree. Now, this part of the show, people were more familiar with the songs, right? So you hear the crowd singing along more louder, I guess. And then there's me. Yeah, I was trying to get a footage of myself enjoying the show, and I was a little bit awkward about it. Oh, this is where they do like their like a solo dance. It was really cool. And also, if you look at the stage, you see how they kind of have international fans like, connected by Zoom featured. I thought that was really considerate and it was really cool to, include them in the show. I guess I was really excited hearing Boy with Love because this is the song where I got to learn more about them. This is the time period where I was like, okay, everyone visiting Korea is talking about BTS. I've got to learn more about them. And then they came out with Boy with Love. So, Butter. yeah, this was like a very bright part of the show. Ah, 짜릿. Okay, see, once again, I think they did an awesome job in terms of kind of switching back and forth. The atmosphere and the energy level. I mean, you know, from Boy With Love and Butter and Dynamite, more like, you know, fun and bright, light, I would say. And then to Chara, it was just like complete change of the vibe. It was so cool. Okay, this is where you're gonna hear my... I'm so sorry. I just couldn't help it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, everyone was just... I think this was honestly like the climax of the show. People were just so into this. I promise, I was not the only one, okay? And so much fire happening. I'm talking about like the flames, yeah. And it was just, it was great. So, but you're gonna hear my rough vocal. Sorry about that. But this is where I was going at it. Clearly, I was having lots of fun. Hey. Okay, I don't know what I was doing with zooming in and out, but I was going at it. This was fantastic. It was phenomenal. I will say this. I think at this point, Jimin looked pretty... I think he was giving it all. Jimin was giving it all with his vocal. So there are a couple of moments on the screen, his face showed, and he was like, oh my gosh. You know, you could tell that he was really like doing his best with his vocal, and it was perfect. But I think it took him a lot of energy, it seemed. Idol. Yeah, Idol was amazing. Yeah, I remember RM saying, this is like the highlight of the show. Everyone get up and enjoy. Which we all did. And the fireworks behind, I mean, clearly it was like awesome. And then you see once again the switch. I mean, it was just... Now this is the song that I didn't know, so I downloaded it since, and I love it. It's so sentimental, you know? And everyone was singing it together, so it was great. Everyone is in ARMY who knew the song, not this one. Vocals. Oh yeah, they were singing the happy birthday to Jimin, I think. It went on multiple times, but we didn't really care. We just loved the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the moment where this is an hour after. So, you know the show, no. So the concert lasted about 90 minutes, right? Because it was televised. So after that, people stayed, of course, and they were singing happy birthday and singing other things. And then finally, BTS came back. And that's what you see right here. And people were going nuts. I was going, yeah. And I mean, this was great because you could see everyone's faces on the screen, and it was just very sentimental and touching moment. I don't know if people like who are watching this at home or watching it online could see this part of the concert, but and then the what do you call it, confettis? Yeah, it really felt like a finale, and yeah, it was so good. I think I definitely want a purple jacket after this. All right, so this is pretty much the end of my concert footage. After this, I actually had to. My train was at 9 o'clock. I didn't want to miss the train. So what you see at the end is like me trying to get to the subway station, and then there was a long line of purple lanterns, and it was just fantastic. But what I missed was them telling people about how they feel and just saying goodbyes. And then I think I missed maybe one or two songs like at the very end. And I got on the train at 9:10-ish. I got home around midnight, and then I made that shorts, I think in 2 hours, and then I went to bed at 4 a.m. So that's like 22 hours of my adventure for my first BTS concert. There you go. So, afterthoughts, what do I think? Well, once again, I think that was the perfect first BTS concert that I could have ever gone to. With the work that I do, I am someone who gives a lot of energy to others. It just felt awesome to get that energy from somebody else, someone cool like BTS. And the couple of songs that I heard from the concert, I mean, after the concert, obviously it feels different, right? It gives me a different emotions and different energy, so definitely I'm happy that I went to the concert. And looking through my footage, I'm really surprised that I don't have a footage of now one of my very favorites of BTS music, and that is Ma City. I don't know why I don't have the footage, but I mean that song really stuck with me. So I listened to it every day since the concert. Yeah, so it was a really life-changing experience, and I'm not overstating this. Maybe this is an understatement, It was very healing. It healed me. So this was the recap of my first ever BTS concert, and man, it was really awesome. Yeah. Let me know what you think on the comment section below. I know there were so many of you who wanted to be here but who couldn't be here, and that's the whole reason why we're making this video. We really hope that in the near future you join us in Korea and have an adventure here, and hopefully you get to see BTS as well. For those of you who want to have a virtual experience of Korea, we have them available with local experts. So check the links below in the description box and let us know what you want to see next time. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see you with more Korea. Thank you, Army, and hope you have a great day.